Hello to you. Happy today to you. I hope you had a fun day. Here's a video about Fun Man, the game I'm making. When I first got into my mind that I wanted to do this, the one part of the whole process that I wasn't comfortable or knowledgeable at all about was coding. Thankfully, I feel like I'm at the point in learning code that I can do the things with the game that I want to do for the most part. I can make it function, which means I can now move on to the design part, which is the part that I wanted to do before I had to learn the code part. Here's the map of the game. As you can see, it's shaped like a brain. And now it is time to start tucking into this after getting the basic functionality ready. So I thought a fun design exercise would be to picture what kind of NPCs live in each of these places. And for the Puffer Springs, this is a level based on paranoia. So there are a lot of things that watch you. I wanted to move on to New Claustra, which is kind of a mysterious part of the brain that is not quite known, so I wanted to fill it with unknown things. This also became a great opportunity to learn a bit more about armatures, putting bones in my own characters. This is something I tinkered with while making Quiet, but I never really got into it because it was mostly humans and I could already use the rigs given to me. The player isn't going to be having in-depth conversations with these things. They just need to walk, search, idle, run, attack, get hurt, and die. So I wrote a script and then I made 3 entities that could all use the same script. I rendered these out as I was working on looking at the walk and run cycles and attack cycles. It would be a shame if I didn't share them with you. I think this one's going to be a fan favorite, judging by the GIF that someone posted of someone shooting a shotgun at it. The second entity I made turned out looking quite seal-like. The armature inside is very snake-ish, so it's rather easy to animate, and I really like when things move weird, and seeing a seal with a person head I thought was pretty neat. The third entity was kind of a blob head that kind of moves around like a manta ray and a pancake. If you've ever tried to animate things, you walk cycles and stuff like that they're a pain. So I tried to get creative without having to make a walk cycle. So this was an attempt at trying to make a boss for a boss battle. Boss battles are cool. I hadn't thought about boss battles really until today. I thought, a boss battle is a great way to signal to the player that, okay, you've reached the end of the level and you'll get a reward, and new things are abounds. But once I cut off the bottom of his head, I just pulled those verts down and it kind of started looking like it was the entrance to a building or a cave. It's going to be a cave in this sense. So that got me thinking, maybe I should start thinking about the environments. Aha! So I finally upgraded to the newest Blender, and I started messing around with it. Inside Blender there's an add-on called ANT Landscape, and I'd messed with it before for making things to put in the background of shots of Quiet, but now I can actually use it to create terrain for the game, for the player to play around in. I started researching ways to use geometry nodes in Blender to assign different textures to different heights of things in the game, because doing it all by hand is a real pain in the butt. And once you've done this, you can bake it to a new map and go in and do all the fine tuning, but this will give you a fantastic starting point that's way easier than doing it yourself. I knew the geometry nodes were doing something, and all the mix shaders were doing something, but I couldn't quite understand what started where and what ended where. So I added some images that were, I could tell exactly what was going on. And after messing with some ways of displaying things, I was coming up with some very wild ideas that I would have never had I not messed around with things. And it was pretty cool. So this is where the Fun Man project is as of August 20th, 2025. I'd like to thank all the Kickstarter pals who helped get the ball rolling, and all my Patreon pals who have stuck in there with me. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the most pleasant of dreams.